Vigilante is way out there in La La Land. While one of my favorite characters on Peacemaker in the series, like, this guy is deeply disturbed on levels, man, maybe significantly greater than anyone else on the show. And he operates at this very strange level. He's almost got this childlike detachment from reality. He laughs and smiles while committing extreme violence at the highest level. And I don't even feel like he's purely just a sadist, but I think he has such a lack of emotional depth that he's not able to really process like the gravity of what his actions are. And this reflects like this, he has an extreme anti-social personality disorder. He's not purely a psychopath because he does form detachments, especially to Peacemaker and some of the other members of the team. So he's always trying to be more normal, at least give that appearance. But he's so far out there, it's difficult for him. His whole identity is like very impulse driven. Yeah, obviously, violence, loyalty, action at extreme levels of all this stuff. And his ego functions are very much underdeveloped. So he struggles with really understanding consequences as he does these extreme things. Now, his morality unto itself is very warped because it's such an overly simplified look at the world. Bad guys deserve to die, friends are protected, and that's it. And while the show doesn't give us any, look at his backstory to understand what's going on there, we can easily see like this is emotional immaturity, which suggests some like developmental trauma or possible like neurodivergence. He has this exaggerated, socially awkward behavior. He'll blurt out inappropriate things. He misses the most basic of social cues. He has a rigid logic about morality. And maybe he's on the autistic spectrum mixed with some violent conditioning that got him there, because you don't have those kind of skills for no reason. So he copes with the daily chaos of the world by just narrowing everything into these like distinct categories, black or white. And that shields him from a lot of the moral ambiguity, but it makes him far more dangerous. Like, he's extremely dangerous. And when we look at his relationships, with Peacemaker, he idolizes Chris Smith. So he's constantly seeking that validation and, brotherhood from him. So his loyalty borders on just being flat out obsessive. And he has some real dependency issues that show up, while this is going down. So, Vigilante needs an anchor, and Peacemaker becomes that anchor for him, or at least he attempts. And then with the team, you can see he wants to belong to the team specifically, but he's always kind of misreading, the dynamics. He goes between comic relief and then just kind of this weird presence. And his attempts to bond so hard, because he does try, is all tied to like, probably some abandonment that's happened. Something that he's masking with this like cheerfulness. Somehow he's able to still kind of find some people, maybe because they're all messed up, that kind of can see him. I don't know how well it goes, but we can see that, his identity really is an identity of violence. He enjoys this identity, unlike Peacemaker, where we're seeing him struggle with that, going back and forth. Vigilante is like disturbingly at peace with all his own killing. Like, he doesn't see anything wrong with this at all. So he's completely disassociated. He's obviously gets his narcissistic validation from wearing the costume and having the persona of who he is. So he's got a very strange kind of archetype that I haven't really seen much, but he represents like the shadowy side of like loyalty, pure devotion without boundaries. His clown-like behavior lulls others to dismissing him, but beneath the comedy is a terror of a man with literally no brakes. Like, this image here really says a lot about him. So he's probably like the person, he is a sad figure, right? Because we don't know his backstory. I'm thinking about his backstory, and we can kind of see, yeah, that would make him like this, But, again, we see what your behavior is, and he's on our side, or, I don't know if he's on your side or my side either, but he's on the side that the show at least is rooting for, in a sense. So I guess we kind of, maybe want to, push off some of his weirder behavior and just laugh at it. But it's some seriously disturbing stuff going on with this dude. But anyway, I'll get back in some of the other characters. Just want to get my thoughts on Vigilante. Let me know what you think in the comment section.